2024 has been a year of intense conflict between Iran and Israel. The world has watched in shock as these two nations have engaged in a series of aggressive actions, each more severe than the last. The situation has escalated to a point where the possibility of a full-scale war looms large over the Middle East. But how did it all start? To understand the current conflict, we need to delve into the historical context that has shaped the animosity between these two nations. The roots of this conflict trace back to the 1979 Iranian Revolution, which transformed Iran into an Islamic republic and severed ties with Israel. This revolution marked a significant shift in the region's political landscape. Ayatollah Khomeini's rise to power brought about a new era of hostility towards Israel, which Iran began to view as an illegitimate state. The revolution not only changed Iran's internal dynamics but also its foreign policy, setting the stage for decades of tension. Fast forward to April 2024, Iran launched a major missile attack on Israel. This attack was not an isolated incident, but rather a culmination of years of simmering tensions and proxy conflicts. The missile strike was a clear message from Iran, signaling its willingness to escalate the conflict to new heights. This was in retaliation for the assassination of key Iranian and Hezbollah leaders by Israel. These targeted killings had been a part of Israel's strategy to weaken Iran's influence in the region. The assassinations were seen as a direct provocation by Iran, which vowed to respond with force. The international community scrambled to de-escalate the situation, but tensions remained high. Diplomatic efforts were made to bring both parties to the negotiating table, but these efforts were largely unsuccessful. The United Nations Security Council held emergency meetings and world leaders called for restraint, but the situation continued to deteriorate. Just this October, Iran fired around 180 ballistic missiles at Israel. This massive barrage was one of the largest in recent history and demonstrated Iran's military capabilities. The missiles targeted key cities and military installations, causing widespread damage and casualties. This massive barrage targeted key cities and military installations, causing widespread damage and casualties. The impact of these strikes was felt across Israel, with many areas left in ruins. The Israeli government responded with its own military actions, further escalating the conflict. The attack led to significant destruction, with residential areas and infrastructure heavily impacted. Homes, schools and hospitals were among the buildings damaged or destroyed. The civilian population bore the brunt of the conflict, with many lives lost and countless others displaced. Emergency services have been overwhelmed and the humanitarian crisis is escalating. Hospitals are struggling to cope with the influx of injured civilians, and there is a dire need for medical supplies and humanitarian aid. The international community has called for immediate assistance to help those affected by the conflict. Global leaders are urging for restraint and dialogue to prevent further escalation and a potential regional war. Peace talks have been proposed, but the path to a resolution remains uncertain. The stakes are high, and the world is watching closely, hoping for a peaceful outcome. Stay informed and pray for peace. The situation in the Middle East is complex and ever-changing, and it is crucial to stay updated on the latest developments. The hope is that through dialogue and diplomacy, a peaceful resolution can be achieved. Subscribe for more updates on global events. By staying informed, we can better understand the complexities of global conflicts and contribute to the call for peace and stability in the world.